Yesterday, the Senate took the first step toward avoiding a harmful and unnecessary government shutdown. The business before us now is to pass a standard short-term funding legislation to keep basic and essential government functions operating while work continues on full-year appropriations. We're talking about making sure that the service members who will continue to stand watch around the world, and the Border Patrol and ICE agents who will continue to contend with the Biden administration's border crisis here at home, and the VA medical providers who will continue to care for America's heroes don't have to go without their paychecks. The choice facing Congress, pretty straightforward. We can take the standard approach and fund the government for 6 weeks at the current rate of operations, or we can shut the government down in exchange for a zero meaningful progress on policy. So let's be clear. There are a number of important discussions on additional funding priorities that are still unresolved. Many colleagues are eager to make real progress in bringing the Democrats' reckless spending to heel, to force the administration to start taking its southern border crisis seriously, to provide greater relief for victims of wildfires, hurricanes, and other natural disasters, and to deliver continued assistance to Ukraine's defense against Russia. And on all of those counts, I'm one of them who'd like to address all of those issues. But these important discussions cannot progress if Congress simply fails to complete our work on standard short-term funding, and the basic functions of government end up being taken hostage. So, Mr. President, a vote against a standard short-term funding measure is a vote against paying over $1 billion in salary for Border Patrol and ICE agents working to track down lethal fentanyl and tame our open borders, letting FEMA's disaster relief fund dry up is not a productive way to advocate for victims of disasters. Letting small businesses' loan applications collect dust is not a productive way to help working Americans contend with Washington Democrats' historic inflation. Shutting down the government isn't an effective way to make a point. Keeping it open is the only way to make a difference on the most important issues we are facing. Now, on another matter, the American people are absolutely sick and tired of living under Bidenomics. According to one recent survey, nearly 70% of Americans think the economy is actually getting worse, and support for President Biden's handling of the economy is at the lowest level of his presidency. It might have something to do with the fact that since President Biden took office, soaring inflation has turned rising wages into net pay cuts for American workers. Real wages are down 2.3% since 2021. Household incomes fell in 17 states last year. And for all but the wealthiest 20% of households, American families' savings have actually shrunk. A food truck owner in Atlanta told reporters recently that he is paying, listen to this, 25% more for ingredients, while the lines for his sandwiches are dwindling as customers cut back on their spending. Here's what he said. I've had to raise some of my prices just to kind of keep up, to make it. And gas prices, when you drive a food truck, you only get 8 miles a gallon. So the cost of my fuel really hurts. Here's what the Fed chairman, Jerome Powell, said last week. People hate inflation. Hate it. Well, the chairman of the Fed is absolutely right. Working families are tired of wondering how to make ends meet every month. They're tired of being told that Bidenomics is working for them.